CM Punk comes out in a sling, like I said, with his arm wrapped up, and that was when he officially reveals that he tore his tricep during the Rumble match. And unfortunately, he will have to miss WrestleMania this year because when I Googled it, I think it can take 4 to 6 months to heal. So this
Yep,
stuff
the end.
it's bizarre to me. Like everything that is happening right now with like these injuries and like it's almost weird. So we'll get into this at the end when I finish all of the Punk's part at least, because I have a question for you. So I was talking about this earlier with a friend of mine who's a big Punk fan. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so when he's discussing the injury, he said he doesn't believe in luck, but when it comes to this, he just feels very unlucky that this happened because even though he lost the Rumble, he had every intention of going on to the Elimination Chamber, if that was what it was, winning the Elimination Chamber so he could go on to main event WrestleMania. He tells the fans to not feel bad for him because people have it way worse. And this is when he got me a little bit. I was like, Punk, don't make me feel
Don't
bad
do
for
that.
you.
Don't do
Don't
that.
don't do that. So he mentions his friend Chad who has cancer, and then he starts like crying, and I'm like, don't do this because I'm not supposed to like have any sort of feelings for you, Punk. I'm not supposed to feel
It's
bad.
tough, isn't it? It's tough,
Um
isn't it?
but this is the thing, right? So okay, so he says his friend has cancer, and he goes and he sits with him during like every chemo treatment, and he's always happy, like it doesn't matter what he's going through, like he's in a good spirits. And so tearing his tricep compared to things like that other people are going through, he's like, don't feel bad for me, like I'm gonna be fine. And so in that moment too, I really feel like until Drew came out, obviously, this was probably like one of his better promos in a while. And I say that because uh this was like a human side to Punk that you don't really get to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like, I've said that I feel that he had to have kind of turned a leaf or has to have some sort of change because in order for him to be able to come back into the company and for the company to welcome him back, like there had to have been some sort of shift because
Mm-hmm.
you don't go on for 10 years, suing the company, alleging they were trying to kill you, talking crap about everybody from top to bottom. And then you get fired from your company that you just went back to. And then you come back with that same attitude. Like it can't work. And so I feel this was like a good moment, regardless of the circumstances. It was good to see, just like to see Phil. You know what I mean? Like, because
Oh, we saw Phil.
it's
We
like a
saw
humbling
Phil.
experience for him, I feel like too. And it's one of those things, obviously, like people can relate to it when you finally accomplish something or you get something you want and you're riding on a high and then it all comes crashing down immediately and it like your dream gets taken away from you like that. And it's like obviously he's accomplished a lot in his career, so it's not like this is the most devastating thing to ever happen to him. It's the timing sucks, but the fact that he was able to like get emotional like that, I think on live television, commercial free television, um, that's a side we've never seen from Punk before because he's always been very like tough and like, do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to. It's
So,
like he
oh,
has
I know
like,
exactly what you mean.
yeah,
No, this is the first time I even felt like I was seeing a different side of Punk. I was
mm-hmm,
watching this and the way he was looking at the WrestleMania sign, the way he was delivering his promo,
mm-hmm,
you could see that he was genuinely not pissed off, but disappointed and heartbroken.
yeah,
You could tell that all he wanted to do, even if he didn't main event WrestleMania this year, he wanted to face Seth Rollins, and he wanted to at least compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. And now that he can't, and it has nothing to do with what he did,
mm-hmm,
antics backstage, right? But it's just an unfortunate situation. It hurts even more because of it.
yeah. And I like that he does go on to say, being the best in the world is not does not always mean that he wins, which I thought that was cool because that's
That
another
was a good
thing. Like,
line.
it's like it's kind of like the never give up thing with
Mhm.
Cena. It's like you don't always like win, you know what I mean? So
No,
it's
you
like
don't always
sometimes you
win.
just have to you get back up. And so I've liked that. And the fact that he then made fun of himself about the UFC,
Oh my
which
god,
was
that was iconic.
that was great, but then it also made a good point where it's like, did you see me fight in UFC? Because like I did it because the opportunity presented itself and I wanted to do it. And even though it scared the crap out of me, I did it because it was a dream. I wanted to do it. And it's like, yeah, so it's kind of like telling you, like, don't, you're like, your dreams might scare you or an opportunity that comes to you might scare you, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. So I thought that was pretty cool because I feel like a lot of the stuff that he was saying, like I said, I feel like it was some of the best stuff that he's done in a while. So I appreciate it. And like I can give credit to people that I don't like. So I can do that.